Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode here on the Forever Bedrock Realm, and welcome to my box. So, guys, I have been AFK for over a week, oxidizing all of the copper that we had, and this is currently what we're left with. We have these two blocks which refuse to oxidize. So let's go take a look at how much of the spaceship we got in. So if you guys remember last time, I said in between episodes I was going to get as much of the ship built as possible, and that I did. Now, this is how much of the ship we got, and if you remember when we ended, we were like right on this line here. So basically, we got the back half of the ship done. Now, the only part remaining is, of course, this bit over here, and then we just have to tack a back onto it. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do the back of this thing, but we at least have a layout, right? So the original plans were that we were going to have animal farms in here, and then, you know, go back to the engine room. I think I'm going to change that slightly, and that's only because of A, this wall, and B, like looking at the copper blocks. I'm trying to hide them as best I can by building up a floor. So what I think we should do in this area is, instead of animal farms, what we should have here is like our experience machine, and then over here we can have our elevators up and down, and then over here we'll put maybe some other type of small machine. And then that'll leave this area open for, you know, other ideas. And I know we said we're going to put machines on the second floor, but I think the second floor, because it'll be basically a more even build, I won't have to worry about hiding the floor. And I think it'll look better in the long run if we change that. So I'm going to grab some white concrete here, and we'll go ahead and lay out our elevator design and all that good stuff. Now, later on in the episode, guys, I intend on adding another shop to the shopping district, and I also want to go ahead and put a throne down there, because you know what, I deserve a throne. I'm the head chamber of commerce, sorry, mostly because I'm the only one building in the shopping district. But we're going to go ahead and add that, and also I earned the title of Troll King this weekend, because if you guys happen to see, Joe Nathan was streaming this weekend, and I got up to a little bit of shenanigans. If you guys want to go check it out, go look at his channel. It's a 2-hour live stream. I had a blast. We all had fun. We were all on there laughing, joking around, having a good time. But let's go ahead and let's get started on today's projects. All right, so here we have our general design. This will be our up elevator, only because when I think I'm walking through here, I'd be more likely to turn right to go up. I mean, I know it's kind of weird, but that's just me. So what we're going to do is we'll go ahead, we'll skip a couple spaces here, and we'll go ahead and get this wall in. I did not know that broke on soul sand. Well, you learn something new every day. All right, well, thankfully we have other blocks here. We'll go ahead now, let's toss that in. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. And then because this is powdered, of course, we can just go ahead and hit that with some water. Now, I actually do not have any scaffolding. Let's talk about being prepared for a build, so we'll just go ahead and tower up here. Now, the other side will just be a water drop, so it's not going to be like, you know, super complicated or hard, but there we go. Wow. That was some lag. Now, the other side over here, like I said, this is just going to be a water drop, so it's not going to be, you know, quite as entertaining. I'm just going to put a water block, source block like here, so you're only going to end up falling 2 blocks. And, of course, you know, you won't take fall damage, and that doesn't matter if you have feather falling or not, of course. So we'll go ahead and we'll do the same thing on this side. Yeah, we will. Check that out. Look at them skills right there. And as you guys can see right now, I currently do not have a beacon effect, and outside I actually have it measured to where the beacon effect extends to. So after we get done putting this stuff in, we can go ahead and actually put in our gold beacon, because Joe was nice enough to drop off 2 stacks of gold blocks. So we have exactly enough to actually make a gold beacon, which will be 3 out of the 5 beacons we are intending to make. Now, the 2 that we have left are, of course, going to be the most challenging, because it's a diamond beacon and it's also a netherite beacon. I'm actually going to go ahead and case this in too. I think this will look a little better if it's fully encased. We'll have to check it out, but all right. That looks pretty good. Now the question is, can I use buttons to hold back the water? I don't actually know, but we'll grab 4 of these. We'll go check this out and see if buttons will actually hold back the water. If this does, then that means we don't have to do the fences, which is what most people commonly use on these builds, right? All right, so there we go. So moment of truth here. I guess we'll go ahead and climb on up here. I really need some scaffolding. Ironically, the guy who had too much bamboo last season has no bamboo this season. All right. Bam. Oh my gosh, it actually works. Oh. All right, we'll go ahead, turn this into a source block. Boop. Let me just drop down here. Bam. And yes! Great success! All right, now just for the other side, guys, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and toss the buttons in, and then I'll join you back here for the EXP machine. So here's a very quick lesson to everyone who plays Minecraft. Sometimes simpler is better, and I just learned that here. So here is our experience machine. So one of the problems I have with being this far out and really not having that many farms this season yet is I have no way to get experience consistently. So I need a way that I can like walk into something and just give me experience. So I was saving last season all these experience bottles, and I figured this season we could actually use them. So all I have to do is basically walk in here and I get a ton of experience, and there we go, just like that. So how I did this is all I had to do is pull this lever, and then around back here, the lever comes down into a comparator clock, which runs into all of the dispensers. And if we check real quick, they are... that one's not firing. Okay, well, that's an issue, but that one is, and so is that one. And actually, that's not a big deal. This one isn't firing because I can actually just take these, and I'll go ahead and toss my armor back on real quick. And then we'll actually just put a sea lantern there. Because, I mean, I already have 4 things shooting at me. So, you guys saw how quickly that healed up this thing. Or my pickaxe. So, I'm not super worried about it. But, yeah. We now have a working experience machine. Boop. I want to do that again. Look at that. Shovel and armor in 3 seconds. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I added one more little redstone contraption, if you will. So remember earlier on in the season, I said that I wanted to have an access door into the back of the storage system. I was going to put it right here. Well, I decided I don't want it here, only because it kind of like breaks up the wall. And it's like right when you walk in. So what I figured we could do is just toss this little thing in here, and bam, we got ourselves a nice little door. And then I'm free to access my storage system back here. And also for the overflow, like I said, sometimes stuff gets stuck in the hoppers, and, you know, I might have to come back here and be like, oh, I need 2 leather. So, yeah, we have ourselves a nice little redstone door. It's nothing too fancy. Of course, there's the lever on the front side, and then the redstone just runs on top of a sticky piston up to a second sticky piston. And it's kind of cool because the door comes from 2 different directions, but you can't really see that because it moves too fast. So yeah, got ourselves a nice little redstone door. Now, guys, let's go ahead and move on to our all gold quad beacon. So Joe was nice enough to drop me off another 2 stacks of gold blocks, and I actually had 2 stacks. So we actually have exactly enough for a quad beacon, because I believe from doing this, it takes about 4 stacks. So we should be right where we need to be. Now I just need to find my other beacon. So guys, down here I marked out the range of our current beacon. So if you stand on this block, this is actually the furthest away that you can have all 5 of our effects. And as you can see, it's counting down to 13. But if I cross this line and go over here, you'll see that they all go down to 10, 9, 8, and then that'll count all the way down to 0. So we'll actually lose all of our beacon effects. It's just a little bit slower. We'll lose the first 3. So basically, the furthest beacons away, which are the front 2, we'll lose all those effects. So this is a 50 block radius that we need. So of course, to put our gold beacon in, we need to go 50 blocks this way. Now, an issue I'm already seeing is that we may end up running into this area here, which isn't a big deal, and I can always move it around. So I'm not like super fussed about it, but we're going to have to work around that. Actually, you know what? Let's just make it easier on ourselves, and we'll just go over here. I also have this area marked. So for the time being, we'll just set this beacon up. So while we're setting this up, guys, one of the suggestions we actually had and we were talking about amongst the group was for viewer suggestions for challenges. And that can be anything from scavenger hunt to completing a certain task to, really anything you would like to see us try and do during an episode. So, it could be go find a golden apple. Obviously don't make it like too impossible and be like build a netherite beacon in one episode. Like, be realistic about it, but give us a challenge that you guys would like to see. I mean, we all love to do it. So, go ahead and leave that down in the comments below. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark out 50 again. So it'll come right to this line for the back set of beacon. So guys, it was actually suggested to me that I actually just leave the beacons so you can see them. And I do actually like that idea because, we're kind of building one out of every material. So it kind of makes sense that you could see them. But the only reason I want to hide them is only for the fact that it's kind of going to break up the red landscape we have. I mean, I'm trying to stick to as close to Mars as possible. I mean, granted, there's not lasers shooting out of Mars, at least that we know of. But that's why I'm going with red glass on top of the beacons to give us a red effect. So I think I'm actually going to keep burying them. And it might be a dumb idea in terms of the challenge that I'm doing for myself. But overall, I think just for the general aesthetic of the build, I think it's a better idea just to leave it the way it is. So we'll go ahead and bury this one too. Now, this is kind of weird because I actually don't have haste over here. But instead of going 50 off of where the effects end, what I actually did was I counted the same way I counted from the beginning of the ship. So basically from the bottom of the staircase down to our beacons is 24 blocks away. So this is 24 blocks off of the back of the ship, which will give us like 25 blocks in the ship. And I mean, we might lose some effects towards the middle of the ship, but it's not that big of a deal because we're going to walk right back into the effects by the time they wear off. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. It's just, these are just going to be centered. So, but you also cannot see the beacons from this point. So it's kind of weird, beacons in this game, but all right, there we go. So do I got 3 layers? 1, 2? No, I got to go down one more. And I guess now we can go ahead and get the building. So I've kind of adapted like a new building style for these in that I kind of build down, straight down right away. And then, of course, I go ahead and I mark out the perimeter. Now, we do have to take off one more layer on this side. Whenever I dig these out, I don't really measure specifically, what I need. I just kind of dig out an area. And then if it's wrong, it's wrong. It's not a big deal. I can just do this. But you guys know that one beacon is, of course, a 9x9 on the bottom, so it's just 3 more out from the center. And then this is 2 out from the center. And then the next layer up is 1 out from the center. And then you just connect all these up like so. And you will have yourself a beacon. Now, of course, turns out I actually dug this side too far. But like I said, we're going to have all 4, so we currently have emerald and iron in. Those are the easiest to get, especially on the server. Beacons do not work with dirt, ironically enough. But, of course, emerald and iron were the easiest to get. We have an iron farm, and you guys know that I did a ton of trading last season in preparation for this. So if we go ahead and bring that up, bring that up. Did I build this wrong? 1, 2, 3... 4, 1, 2. I did build it wrong. Look at that. I'm trying to show people how to build beacons, and I can't even do it right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, fudge. So this side got to come down too. Okay, not a big deal. Like I said, this is the downfall of just digging a general hole in that sometimes you mess up. And you know what? That's okay. Well, this explains why I'm not a tutorial channel. So it's 3579. So I completely forgot the bottom layer, but we went ahead and we got that in. So of course we can go ahead and select our superpower here. So for this one, we'll just go with haste 2. That way, in case I have to dig anything out, we'll have it. So now we'll just set this beacon here. And then this one is the easy one because now we just have to go down a hole like this. And then of course, when we hop back up here, we just go like this. We just bring everything out by 1 layer. And that powers the second beacon. And then the third beacon is, of course, all the same. So, boom. That should give us our second beacon power. So, we'll go ahead And I believe I have resistance 2? Yes. So we have resistance 2. So we'll go ahead and toss our next beacon in. And of course, we just have to bring this out a layer. So we just grab our last stack. And this is why I said I'm pretty sure that it takes... Yeah, that's right. So we'll just grab this down here. 6, 7. Okay. And then with haste, of course, this is a lot easier because all I have to do now is just do some of that. And then we bring this on over here. Oh, over here. And bam. So that's a fully powered third beacon. Strength 2. Bam. All right. And our final beacon goes in. And then for the final beacon, all you got to do is fill in those corners. And of course, this will be speed 1 and regeneration. Bam. So we should have all 5 effects. Haste 2, strength 2, resistance 2, regeneration, and speed. So now we can go ahead and test the limits of this beacon. So I'm not 100% sure where 50 blocks is, but let's try right here. Just see what happens. Okay, it seems like everything is flipping back. So let's try like right here. Alright, we still have full beacon effects. So right here is the line, of course, from the other one. And it appears we still have full beacon effects. So we will have full beacon coverage in our base, which is really awesome. And that one copper block will not oxidize. Well, guys, I guess since we have a little bit of gold left over, there is one more thing I want to do. I actually want to make a stack of golden apples because I've never had a stack of golden apples. Now, from our tree farm, I have a ton of apples. So I figure, how many does that make us? 41. Okay, so if we go ahead and toss that in there, we are at 49. So we only need 15 more. This is going to be so cool. It probably isn't, but it's just, it seems so cool. So we need 15 more. Perfect. And I have enough to make one more gold block. Alright, so now we have space to store all of our gold in here, all of our netherite. Of course, this is going to become a beacon. This is going to become a beacon. So we got a lot of work ahead of us, but I'm looking forward to it. Now, guys, we're going to go ahead and head on over to the shopping district because I need to build myself another shop. Of course, it's going to be moss in that, of course, from the shopping district. And then we are going to put my throne in because I rightfully deserve one. So, guys, we're down here in the caves, of course, where the shopping district is. And this is where I want to put my head chair of the Chamber of Commerce throne. And I actually did just finally learn that title properly. I'm not used to all these big city words these guys throw around. But I'm thinking we can put it like right here because this kind of feels like the center of the shopping district. I mean, I don't know exactly because we only have a chest monster over there. And yeah, I'm the only stores here. So I think if we put it right here, then, you know, that gives people the option to build over here. And of course, they can build down in there and on that side. So what I want to do is I kind of want to make this look almost like a natural throne, but I also want it to kind of look like, you know, like a orc, ogre kind of throne, which it's not going to have a lot of stone. It's going to be mostly out of spruce, and I'm going to try and pepper in some amethyst. And I also brought some mini diamond blocks, which I picked up at the end of the Christmas series. So I'm going to go ahead and get something down, and then we'll see what it looks like. And just like that, we have our throne in. So I know it's not like your stereotypical king's throne, but I wanted something kind of like earthen and kind of, you know, built into, of course, this area because we're trying to keep this like a natural cave as best we can. So like I said, I had those diamond mini blocks, so those are kind of like my hand rests, and it's just a basic chair. And then I threw some of these dripstone on the back, and then I threw some around here too to kind of give it like the dripstone look, because this cave is absolutely littered with dripstone, as you guys can see. So I figured I'd make it look more like that. So all I want to do now is get a couple chains and bring a lantern down, which I'll just go ahead and do by myself. You guys know what a chain and a lantern looks like. But that'll go ahead and take care of that. Now, I did say I wanted to actually get the store in this episode, but did I put this fence post here? Yes, I did. Anyways, so I said I was going to put the store in this episode, and I did have plans on that, but I actually forgot that we have to do the Like-Splosions for all the likes on the past couple videos. And if you guys are new here and don't know, we explode double the amount of TNT for the likes I get. So I actually have 3 videos that I have to count for. So we'll go ahead, I'll add those up, I'll double it. I'm pretty sure it's nearly 40 or 50 TNT. It might be a bit hopeful, but we'll see. I'll see you guys in the nether. Alright, so we are down here in, of course, our mines. You guys remember this. We exploded 256 TNT, 64 in each direction. So I went ahead and I added up all of the likes from the past 3 videos, actually. And after I put my shoes back on to finish counting, we ended up with 19 likes. So multiply that by 2. Of course, you get 38 TNT. So this is by far our biggest and best explosion of the Like-Splosion. But this is also 3 videos, so, you know, make sure you guys hit that like button and you get more explosions. So, what we're going to do this time, since last time it didn't really work out too well. Why am I so low? But since it didn't work out too well, spacing it like single apart, we're actually going to try double spacing it. And it kind of seems like there's, you know, multiple ways to do this. And for some reason on Bedrock, spacing it like 2 or 3 apart doesn't always give you a consistent explosion. And I don't know why. But, you know, it is what it is. It's just one of those things of the game. So I think we're far back enough. So if we just go bam, 2, 3, 4, 5, 57, 38. There we go. We got it. I'm stuck in a hole. All right. Now we just got to run all the way back here and blow this up. So thankfully I did kind of mess up counting here. Where in the world is this thing? So I did kind of mess up counting and I didn't dig out enough spots. So there's just a little bit of a space next to the side. Not that big of a deal. So if we just run all the way back here, and of course we can sit here and watch all the explosions. I'll just click on it with my sword, which if you have a flame sword and you guys didn't know, you can actually, there is netherite right there. Wow. We are off to a great start. Alright, so the 2x2 was kind of working. You guys saw it didn't keep going, but it actually did a pretty good job. We only got 1 exposed netherite or ancient debris so far. So let's go ahead and maybe I can hit that. Alright, there we go. Now let's get this party started. Bam. Alright, that's what I like to see. We got more. Alright, keep it going. Don't burn me in lava. Alright, so we'll go back through. There's some more up there. And remember, this is all to get a beacon. Wow, is this lagging? Oh, lag. Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't even fly. Alright, well, I think that took care of everything. There's also a possibility it didn't. But I'm pretty sure that was all of it. Can I fly now? Okay. So I'm going to run through here and pick up some of these items because this is the one downfall of doing large amounts of TNT blasting is all the entities kind of cause a wee bit of lag. There's even more ancient debris up there. This was a really good run, guys. Alright, and it does appear that was the end of the TNT. So I'm going to go through here with, you know, a fine-tooth comb. Make sure I don't miss any, but we are going to grab all of this ancient debris. Alrighty guys, so it appears that we have got ourselves 11 pieces of ancient debris, which is pretty good. I think that's actually the most we've ever gotten from Like-Splosions. Now, I actually have 3 netherite scraps back at the base, so that'll actually give us 14 in total. And then obviously, you know, you need 4 to make an ingot. So I'm just going to get rid of these 2 because I don't think we really need them too much. Oh. Admit it, somebody out there got a little bit scared that I just did that. But I'm going to head back, smelt these up, make these into ingots. I don't think we can make another block yet. So, yeah, we are moving right along. So, remember to hit that like button, guys, because I enjoy blowing stuff up. and I also enjoy falling off blocks. But guys, I'm actually going to cut today's episode here. It is kind of a bit short, and that's because I actually have a ton of side projects to do on the server that I'm really not going to film. I do have to get the villagers in the iron farm, which really isn't that interesting because that's just going to be a comedy of errors because you guys know how villagers are. Of course, resource gathering because we need a ton of blocks for the build that I'm going to do around the iron farm. And of course, we need blocks for our own base. I actually went mining in between these past couple clips and got myself 3 shulker boxes of copper. So we at least have a good start because we were completely out to start this episode. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed today's episode, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you leave a comment, and as always, make sure you subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.